Scout up ahead. Try to find out where Timsh is.
There's an equipment stash on the rooftops nearby. We've been anticipating doing a hit on Timsh for some time.
I know. Half the city wants him dead. We'll earn some gold on this one. I'll meet you up ahead.
And there goes Billy. Nice one, chick. So there's a stash of equipment up on a balcony. There's also a bone charm right here. Fleet Fighter. Having your weapons out doesn't slow you. I wasn't even aware until I picked up this bone charm right now that that was a thing that happens. So, yeah. So now we're as speedy as we can possibly be, I'd imagine.
I caught him snooping around nearby. He won't say who he is or what he's doing, but I locked him up just to be safe. He seems familiar to me. Reminds me of someone who used to do business with Timsh, but I'm not sure.
Good work, Simmons. Now that that's handled, we can move on. You got the orders from Timsh, right? What's the next address?
Crow's Court off Bramley Street. But there's a problem, sir. The Forrestalls live there, and their kids used to sneak us food at the back door. I know it's the job, sir, but it's awfully hard seeing them turned out like this. They don't even have the plague. I've been there last week.
Excellent. Simmons, you'll show me this back stoop and we'll go in that way. Start tallying the place up. You've given us the tactical advantage. We'll get Timsh's money.
But, sir...
I'll put it another way. You think I care which door we kick in tomorrow? The next day? Behind each is another useless pack of aristocratic sots and their precious offspring. And I don't care if they all end up mudlarks.
Sir, they've been good to me.
Simmons, before I worked for Barrister Timsh, I was dredging out the real Weeper dens. You ever done that? Ever broken down a door and bathed in that stench? Fought housewives with blood on their faces, swinging at you with a piece of broken furniture. Other times it's just rats inside, hundreds of them, stripping some drunk to the bone. Maybe you'd like to be transferred to my old squad.
No, sir. Certainly not.
I used to call myself brave, Simmons. Till I saw a man lose a fight with a pile of rats. So when Barrister Timsh says all I gotta do is rough up a rich bastard, cuff him a few times till he stops talking about his rights, I jump at the chance. I cry with happiness. You understand me?
Yes, sir. We'll approach from the back stoop. They won't be alarmed when they see me.
Right. Good man. It's them or us. No room for heroes in the time of plague. You just do your job and I'll make sure you keep this posting.
There's a lot going on in that conversation and I like it. I mean, I don't particularly like this guy. Ah, the wall of light stops us from exploding the bugger. That's a shame.
Maybe wind or something.
Maybe wind. Maybe not wind. I was going to try and be a bit more stealthy at the start of this mission, but
Can't stay hidden forever.
what the hey? Throwing whale oil tanks at people seems more fun. And that'll be where our equipment is stashed. Seems to be an alarm going off for some reason. So we'll just sneak in through this window and have a poke around, shall we? Eviction document, apartment 10 key, Roland's journal. Ah, that's actually a plot related one, is it? So someone's acquired a blank eviction document and they forged the Lord Regent's signature. And basically they've got a plan to make it appear as though the barrister's own house is rife with the plague, so they want to turn it back on him. His plan of evicting people because of plague. They think it'd be highly amusing if it happened to Timpch himself. And I guess it would. But we've got a different fate in mind for the barrister today. They're doing better with the non-lethal eliminations, I feel, in Knife of Dunwall. This one feels properly like poetic justice, and the previous one was fair in that it just got rid of the guy for like a few months. Shipped him out to somewhere else for a few months. Now, there's a guard down there. Was that Simmons? Or did he go this way? Well, either way, that guy's down. I think that was Simmons. He lacks the moral fortitude required to stay alive. Yeah, we've got a bunch of dead guys, which is excellent news. Not sure how easily we can deal with those two though, if they're going to be skulking around like this. Are you going to move on? You're going over there. Which way are you facing? Good. You haven't seen shit, friend. Now he's off to sound the alarm again. They do like their alarms. Anyway, we've got a map. Lovely stuff. And we've got reconnaissance notes. Timpch is armed with a sword and a pistol, even in his own home. But we've got a key, and we've got all sorts of goodies, most of which we can't take because we don't need them. Now, how far can I throw arc mines? I can't really toss them, can I? Like a grenade, which is a shame. So otherwise I could fling one down there and take out all those lads. Rats! Is this how that previous guy got shot? They saw a bunch of rats and one shot the other in the back? I'm guessing so. Sneaky stealth. Another man down. Now, what if we do just pop an arc mine down? Is that going to take anyone out? It might do eventually. Once they all start... Oops. Strolling around again. There we go. I think someone just got. Unless it was just a rat. Oh yeah, we should probably do the old dark vision, shouldn't we? Swift Stalker. So what's that? Fleet Fighter, Swift Stalker. If your weapons are sheathed, your speed is boosted. Ha! So, what have we got in the general vicinity? We've got a rune a long way off there, and another rune a long way off there. That seems to be it. Nice. Sounding the alarm again.
Where are you?
So it runs off, it goes twice. Each arc mine will take down 2 dudes. That's good to know. The one down there pops off. It has, so that might have taken out 2 dudes already. There's what, 4 more guards out here. Barrister's probably wondering why the alarms are constantly going off outside. It's like there must be some sort of error with them. There's no error, my friend. The error is yours for still being alive. So there's a rune in his building. There's another rune over there, and there's a bone charm under our feet. So how does one get that? Through that door, I guess? We've got the basement estate key, it seems.
Barrister Timsh can afford nice things, since he works for the Lord Regent.
Doing well.
Business forfeits their property.
Water of life, we don't need
It does
that.
all the legal details, makes it proper.
Doesn't seem fair to lose all your things like that.
It must be, though. Lawyers know these things. Maybe they give it to children.
Yeah. It must be right, because the big men in charge are doing it. But yeah, here's the filter where you can put the
I've heard that
Weeper corpse or whatever. If you're inclined to do that.
Hey, I heard.
You didn't hit shit, friend. Except you did, because I'm not crouched. But now you're dead. Did your body disappear? No. Maybe just to be on the safe side, we'll pop an art mine on you. That way, if any of the guards outside spot you, that'll be a couple more kills for us.
Trash, if you ask me.
There might be another way in that's not the basement back in the back. Or we could just go and stab the maze, because we are Mr. High Chaos after all. We are the worst version of Dowd.
Hey, where are you?
You hadn't heard shit, friend.
Oh no!
Okay, maybe you did. What's this note? Note from Captain Blossom. Just a prick, basically. Good to know. Dumbwaiter floor selection. So you can use the dumbwaiter. Please do not ride on the dumbwaiter. Well, now that you've said it, that's exactly what we want to do. But that's again the more stealthy approach. Maybe we will. Let's ride on the dumbwaiter. Whee! Now, where are we? We're in a little room. First floor, I guess.
Naturally, I have little cause for concern. The Lord Regent's tended to that, granting me special immunity to all legal provisions concerning the plague.
Of course. The Regent needs the smartest and most capable in the city unencumbered by plague provisions.
Wait, who is that? I keep the document...
Someone get over here!
Nope, you don't see shit, friend. Except, yeah, you have. What's up, Barrister? I wasn't planning on interrupting your conversation, but this prick showed up.
Stand clear!
Where's that gun? There it is.
Come on, bleed! Next time we slip a gun open.
Yeah, where could he have gone?
Don't make me find you.
Where could he be?
Damn it. Where'd he go? Ah! Hit the alarm! Take out the leg! Clear the line!
I mean, you could hit the alarm, but there's barely anybody left at this point. Let's pop another art mine on that dude. Just because it's fun. So yeah, lots of people are dead. Is this a big problem? Not really. So, yep, this is the barrister's main room. Snatch his stuff while we're here, because we're a thief as well as an assassin. Note to Gerwin. Right, so he had the key about his person, apparently, to his own safe. I guess we picked that up when we were frantically looting everything. We can't be hit by our own art mine, can we? No. Good. Look at this painting. Painted by one Delilah Copperspoon. It's a pretty good painting, all told. But now we just need to grab ourselves a will. And then we're largely done. Although, rooms, yes. We've got 2 rooms upstairs. They both appear to be in the manor itself.
With Timpsh gone,
What was that about Timpsh being gone? Ah, yes, this is his main room.
That's strange. Timpsh doesn't name himself the beneficiary in the will. He's giving the inheritance to Delilah.
Strange. Oops. We just fell down a hole. Luckily it just saved, but I guess that was the dumbwaiter hole. So we could have ridden the dumbwaiter all the way up here if we knew how to work it properly. And he's complaining about an alarm in his main room itself, which is fair. Evictions list. Yep. Whole lot of people being evicted here and there.
Benedict, I need to know what you expect regarding the Danforth Holding Company. They're only a month late, and they've been good for it in the past. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate to invent a plague infection complaint against them and have all their assets seized. But they have a link to the Boyles, and they, as you know, are on the do not touch list. It's hitting a little too close to home. I'm afraid you may have to settle your dispute with them by some other means.
Right, so yeah. Further confirmation that they've just been inventing plague eviction notices to get people out of their way. Now, is this the floor with the rune? Yeah, there's a rune just in that direction. So we'll stroll around in dark vision for a moment. Because there's also a rune over here. So we'll grab that. 2 of 7 found. What? How are there 7 runes on this level? Also, hi Delilah.
I understand your curiosity. I'm strange. I was a baker's apprentice in Dunwall Tower. A friend to Jessamine and the little girls. Then afterward, I made my name as a painter. Now, I'm obviously something much greater. I hope that satisfies you. Because you won't get more. I ought to just kill you. But I'm going to give you a warning for the sake of my sisters, who were very impressed with you once upon a time. Stay away from me. There are great changes coming, and I'll expect you not to interfere. I have influence in places you won't expect. But as for Arnold Timpsh, do what you want. I won't hold a grudge. I'm done with him.
Well, that's convenient.
Is that who you were looking for? Well, she's a bit of a bitch. And the artwork's hopeless. I know you have your reasons.
Sure do, Belle. I thought the artwork was alright. Anyway, back to Rune Hunt, because there's apparently 7. Yeah, they're all now showing up for some reason. So I guess we're shuffling around in dark vision for a little while.
Mother, this is Arnold. If you happen to awaken while no one is present, I've prepared this for you, to remind you of recent events to help clear your mind and put you at ease. The plague has ended. I have married and will become Prime Minister, just as you always wanted. My sister and brother are both here and doing well. Your last will and testament has been written and approved. We all love you, Mother. Now go back to sleep. Rest. Everything is fine.
Horrible bastard. Let's have a look. So yeah, he was specifically withholding any treatment for his mother that could have stopped her from just being bedbound and confused all the time. Just so that he could forge her will, basically, and take everything for himself. What a shit. So we've got a rune over that way. Do we have to go into apartment 10? Maybe. Maybe there's a rune in here. Cultist scribblings? The black-eyed one she saw in her dreams. So she was a teacher. She taught the children about the outsider, and one of the children went into a trance and began to cry her name, and the overseers came and ruined her day. So there's the odorous sack that you can use. Born to a wealthy family. Used to pray to the stars. Fair enough. There's clearly something going on behind that cabinet. Your occult glow suggests that that's the case. And yeah, it's another room. Lovely. Oh, it's the outsider.
One last lesson, for old time's sake. The barrister was a champion at finding his enemy's weak points, but he didn't see Delilah as a threat until it was too late. No one's watching Delilah now except you. And me, of course. I see everything. I see forever. And right now, I see a man walking a tightrope over a sea of blood and filth. The Empress is dead, and the water's rising. Don't end up like Arnold Timsh. He died before he could say his last words. For what it's worth, they were, "I'm sorry."
You were in a daze. I hope it was enlightening.
Sure was, Bill. So he was sorry at the very end. Oh, and that's another way back to the waterfront. Interesting. Sorry, it doesn't really cut it once you've already got the blade between your ribs. So, there's another rune over there. It's 10 meters, 5 meters, 4 meters. It's behind the painting. Excellent. So we've probably missed some charms and whatnot in previous areas just because we weren't in dark vision for the whole time. Maybe we'll go back and go back through apartment 10's door. Do we even need any more runes? What else are we taking with them? We could summon assassins, I guess. We could bend time, which we've done before. Bloodthirsty, build up adrenaline and trigger brutal melee fatalities. I've never taken that, ever. Build up adrenaline faster. Enables a double attack for adrenaline kills, which can be used against multiple enemies when in range. That could be fun. And then we'll grab a bit of vitality, because we can. Oh, there you are, Bill.
It's always satisfying. killing a rich bastard like Timpsh.
Sure is. Now, where's that door? Oh, there's a key. So, let's have a poke around with dark vision on, see if we can't find any more runes and whatnot. Yeah, there's a rune that is visible down there. So let's get down to ground level without dying. Oh, there's a guard.
It's just ridiculous.
What are you doing?
Stupid
Still
rats.
alive.
Plague. Elixir.
Knives. In necks. And then maybe across here. Alright, is it just behind the wall? No, so how do I get to it? If it's just like lurking behind that cupboard. There we go. I just go around the cupboard. 6 of 7. And let's make our way back to it.
Barrister Arnold Timpsh is believed to be still at large.
There's no one left to hit the alarm, you fool.
If seen, inform an officer of the watch immediately.
Everyone's dead. Not everyone. Everyone who got in our way is dead.
I'll write to her again. She has to see
You ain't writing to anyone, chummer. Butchers? What are they doing here? Again, I guess they're out of a job.
Be advised, the individual who murdered Barrister Arnold Timpsh
We've got no oh, we've got grenades.
still at large in this area. If seen, inform an officer of the watch immediately.
Lovely. That's the butcher's dealt with. Yeah, we've missed a room, but we don't really need any more rooms. You don't need them as much if you're high chaosing everyone.
Your uncle is dead. This is his will, as agreed.
Uncle's dead. I've killed now, haven't I? My, how odd that feels. But you were promised information. Well, my uncle came under Delilah's spell. He was obsessed with her. Everyone knew she'd been a servant at the tower before she studied under Sokolov. She was a painter, an artist. Beneath my family's class, for certain. My uncle became infatuated. But he looked older. Made us keep candles lit all night. He was afraid of the dark. One night we all went to Waverly Boyle's for a seance. It was an amusement. We didn't know what we were doing. I thought only the dead appeared at seances. But suddenly Delilah was in the room with us. My uncle nearly died of terror. She was there, but not there. We saw her as if she was very far away, standing in the old Brigmore Manor, painting at an easel, painting a name. It was your name, Dowd. That's all I know.
Curious.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
I hope so too. But there will be no witnesses today. I knew we'd get her in the end. Rat friends. Billy boy. Girl.
So much for the good barrister. He had it coming, though. Men like him can never trust anyone. His own niece turned on him. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's dip.
Let's go home.
"61 killed this time, with 4 civilians and 5 alarms rung. Yeah, high chaos indeed. We missed a rune, no biggie.